Hello and welcome to our special feature series HDFC ERGO presents Insurance Ki Pathshala, partnered by Times Network. India's small and medium businesses are everywhere. The pharmacy shop that stayed open throughout the pandemic, the textile workshop in Surat that exports across 2 continents. These businesses are the backbone of India's economy, contributing to 30% of our GDP and employing over 110 million people. And yet, most of them carry no insurance at all. That gap is what this episode is here to address. So, on the occasion of World MSME Day, we will be talking about SME insurance and why protecting a small business is not just a good financial planning, it is a matter of survival. Let us meet the expert who will break down the reality of commercial insurance for India's small business owners. We have with us in studio very special guest Vishal Sikand, Joint President, Commercial Business and Claims, HDFC ERGO General Insurance; Chandrakant Salunkhe, President, SME Chambers of India and Manufacturers and Exporters Association of India. But before we begin our conversation, we went out and met a few SME spokesperson and heard from them about their thoughts on SME insurance.
Always better to be safe than sorry. We are dealing with not only machines, but we are dealing with people, we are dealing with systems, and a small price to pay. Initially, I would like to say it's an investment, but it could become a very major issue later on if not taken care of. So like I said, we have been very particular about governance, following all governance, and we 5S and so on and so forth. So this is something which our organization, our MD, Mr. Amitabh Sinha, is very particular about, that we would cover most of the insurance for our people and for our machinery.
Different businesses would have different requirement. For example, our kind of business, which will not have much of machinery and immovable assets and stock, so we have a different kind of requirement. MSME manufacturing unit will have a different kind of environment wherein they really need to cover stock and their machinery and plant, and also the right measurement of the loss which they may incur. For example, I have seen many of the MSME, SME, they don't even value the seasonal peak which is there. So they would just go and do an average. For example, if they want to insure their stock, they will say, okay, fine, this is an average stock which is there on a month-to-month basis. Let's do that, rather than saying that, okay, fine, this is my peak season, so let's do for peak season, this is my stock, and they don't even update that. So I think these are the challenges, and this is the way MSME and SME can optimize their risk aversion through policy.
जिंदगी में ना प्रॉब्लम बता के नहीं आते और लाइफ में मौत भी ना बता के नहीं आती. तो इवेंचुअली क्या होने वाले है ना, ये किसी को बता के कभी नहीं आती. नेवर. आप मुझे एक आदमी बता दीजिए जिसने सोचा था कि ऐसा होने वाला, मैं ऐसा पहले से करके रख दिया. इट नेवर हैपेंड. तो अगर किसी को 11th आवर में पैसा जमा करने की झंझट से मुक्ति चाहिए, 11th आवर पे झंझट झमेलों में या कुछ ऐसी जो इवेंचुअलिटी आ जाए, उसको आप अगर किसी तरीके से उसको रिस्क को मैनेज कर सकते हो, अपने लाइफ में आने वाले प्रॉब्लम्स को, पैसे की प्रॉब्लम्स को, या फिर लाइक आपके ऑफिस के प्रॉब्लम्स को मैनेज कर सकते हो, तो दिस बेस्ट वे इज बेसिकली टू हैव द इंश्योरेंस ऑफ योर एंटायर स्टाफ, एंटायर डेटा, एंटायर कंपनी, एंटायर प्रोडक्शन मैनेजमेंट टीम, एवरीथिंग. तो आप बहुत सुकून के नींद सोते हो.
Let's start with basic. Vishal, I'll start with you. Data says that India has around 63 million MSMEs and around 110 million people are involved in the SME, MSME segment. But less than 3% has only taken the adequate insurance. So how come the important segment which contribute 30% to our GDP is away from insurance?
Yeah, this is a fact. We've been away from insurance, and I think it's a very critical part to anybody setting up the business. My sense is that a lot of time we invest a lot of time in building businesses, and we forget about how do we build our business more resilient? How do we bring in more protection? There could be various factors. Products could be very complicated. People don't understand the coverage sufficiently. I also believe a lot of people do buy insurance, but adequacy of insurance is again another subject. A lot of time distribution is not having that reach, that the way Government of India has run this initiative of Make in Bharat, Make in India, and so many MSMEs have come in. Now, are we there across the region providing solutions through our agent network, broker network, digitally? So these are some of the things that we need to do work
From
upon
awareness point
from
of
an awareness perspective, so that people do buy it. Having said that, also the customer needs to understand that it is not a cost to their business. It is a real value of protection to keep them running their business in a case of a unfortunate event happening.
Chandrakant sir, you've been associated with a lot of SMEs, small businesses. Do you think that SMEs really understand need of insurance, or for them it's just an expense?
First of all, thank you HDFC ERGO for organizing this Insurance Ki Pathshala. It is a timely organized this program with Times Network, particularly to educate, empower and strengthen MSME sector for securing their interest, securing their investment and securing their future plans. See, usually in SME sector, particularly in manufacturing industry, there are awareness about product, but there are not awareness about what is the importance and usefulness of that product. And especially this this kind of programs, Pathshala or awareness program.
So you mean to say that awareness is there,
yes,
but they actually don't understand the
the potentiality and the importance. So therefore, this is the most important thing. We have to create more awareness, encourage the industry, the SMEs. But the basket of products, they are aware, but they don't know how to avail how to take or buy the product. And therefore, HDFC ERGO can play
Sir,
very important role.
He's saying that SMEs know that insurance is there, but product awareness is not there. So help us understand how SME insurance really works, how SMEs can buy insurance product. And if I talk about your company, I guess there is a product of HDFC ERGO, which is HDFC ERGO Business Suraksha. So what all this product covers?
Yeah, so absolutely, there is an awareness and some people, like I said, do buy it also. Now, if you look at the exposures that any organization would have, there will be an exposure when it comes to your protection through fire, there are floods, there are storms, cyclone. There could be a protection which is required for machinery breakdown. Then you still have to continue to pay your salaries, your creditors, there is a running expense. There is a business interruption that happens. And I think Business Suraksha starts from taking care of your fire protection, your business interruption, your machinery breakdown, your liability policies, and it's a package.
All these goes as an add-on to that Business Suraksha policy, or the comprehensive policy?
It's a comprehensive policy. A lot of sections are including fire, machinery breakdown, BI are part of the base policy, and then you can also add on for your liability coverage. CGL, just imagine if you're running a shop and a customer comes in, unfortunately there was water on the floor and he slips. You have a liability to pay for his medical expenses. All of those can also be built into this program. It's very, very critical that while you're running and focusing on growth in your business, you also protect your future if anything goes bad or wrong. Your unfortunate events can happen to anyone, anytime. So this insurance comes in for a protection that your business continues, your reputation is
all
maintained.
risk covered.
All risk covered.
In SME insurance, if we talk about property insurance, fire insurance, it's important for large corporates. They take they give a lot of focus on it. So do you think it's equally important for smaller businesses also, giving that much of importance on it?
the importance for insurance for SME is significant. Look at the way they are growing and building the entire economy in India. For a large corporate, there is traditionally they've been buying this. There are board requirements and over there. But for SME itself, it's very, very critical to buy. They are in the nascent stage right now. They have a huge future to build it up. Their protections where they operate today, all the insurance covers are available. There is a little bit of stretch that we need to do through our agent community, brokers, as well as digitally, to make them aware about the coverages, provide them the most customized and solutions that are applicable to their risk. I think there is an uptake which is happening in over there for the aspect that SMEs are also buying insurance coverages. But
So uptake is
it is there. It's
happening.
equally important and more critical for them as well.
Now time for a short break on HDFC ERGO presents Insurance Ki Pathshala, partnered by Times Network. We'll be right back after the break. Hello and welcome back to HDFC ERGO presents Insurance Ki Pathshala, partnered by Times Network. SMEs knows importance of insurance, but awareness is not there. They don't understand product. So like in health insurance, there is a standard product by IRDA, which is offered by all insurance companies. Same in Jeevan Saral product is there for life insurance, standard product. So is there any kind of standard product in SME segment also?
Yes, the regulator IRDAI actually thought about it a couple of years back, and they have created these two products of Bharat Sukshma and Bharat Laghu, depending on the sum insureds on fire for those SME. These are standard products. These are comparable products across the insurance providers. What you need to do is get on to any of your choice of insurance company and buy one of those products. They're not very, very costly. They're also very, very comprehensive. So all of those things that we were talking about in a package policy will get covered under these.
So under the standard product, can SMEs get additional riders also? If one can buy a standard product, the product you said, Bharat Sukshma and Bharat Laghu, and then according to your need, you can buy riders or add-ons.
So you can always.
Let me add here.
Okay, sir.
I met the Mr. Ajit Seth, the RDI chairman, in February.
Ajay Seth.
Ajay Seth. And I have suggested them, focus or create department for MSME sector in the AIDA.
Okay.
Because some products are, should be created for MSME sector. So I suggest under the CSR activity, under the, business initiative activity, all insurance companies, especially HDFC ERGO, should take a lead that creating awareness. Say focus on industrial zones.
Okay.
In India, there are plenty of industrial zones where we have reached already. We have already members are there. That is
a
most
big market
potential.
for you also.
That is a
Quite a
potential
huge, big
market, and you can explore that there.
It's a very big market and a growing market. And like he said also, awareness is a critical part. And all organizations are built up with their focus on MSME and mid-market business coming in from there. We are also leading that pack from penetrating into the MSME through our agents, through our brokers, and also through our bank partners, especially HDFC Bank. That's a big spread that we are working on.
So sir has spoken about all risk cover policy, liability is covered under insurance, but there will be a lot of SMEs who has not taken any kind of insurance, and in something happens, and if for that particular SME, if there is no insurance, so what kind of situation they can get into? Because a lot of our viewers also will understand that what kind of situation they can get into.
See, we have observed last 10 years, more than at least 70 lakhs MSMEs have faced problem without having their insurance policies.
They have
lost
problem.
Yes, they have lost their business. They have lost money for especially supply chain, credit risk. Third is purely on the fire, then water logging. heavy rain issue, and they are putting a lot of stocks in their factory or premises, but they are not calculating and they are not taking stock statement for a particularly banks and all that. They will say we have 10 lakh rupees stock, but you will find the stock more than 50 lakhs.
So under
ultimately,
insurance.
Under insurance, they are not. That is not insured. So therefore, this is
So,
a
sir,
very
is
good
there any
opportunity.
formula? Because for any business, your overall sales grow year by year. So, how they should increase their coverage also?
So there are two ways of doing this. One is you should periodically get your valuation done of your stocks, your machinery, and look at, because inflation keeps on creeping in as well, and at the end you also have a growth rate. Another easy formula of looking at it is look at your balance sheet. A lot of things is there in your balance sheet. Now, if you are providing it perfectly, that will be a good indicator to insure it from. Just to add on to something that he said, one point is your financial losses that will happen because stocks are not covered, machineries are not covered, factory is not covered. I think the larger issue is also about the reputation. Now, a lot of these organizations as MSME are funded by banks or NBFCs, and they're running their show. Now, there are creditors. There are bank who also needs to be paid back through EMIs. Now, once you get into a situation where you are unable to pay, the reputation loss of rebuilding the business is even more difficult. And that's where the insurance comes into the play and say, okay, don't worry.
Okay, so
We take care of your financial needs.
are you making aware your partners about cyber insurance, sir?
Of course, see, usually a lot of MSMEs, they don't have a secured system. So they also lose. They have lost their data. Formulas, even particularly the companies, those are specialty chemicals,
Okay.
some food sectors, IT sector, knowledge based industries, they have lost their database, they have lost their documents, because sometimes in house the person was working, he himself also do some mischief.
yes.
So therefore the security is most important. How we use the security belt while sitting in a car, same thing we require now, security belt for MSME sector.
So now I'll move to our real life scenario question and answer. Here are some real life scenario based questions that we have received from our viewers. What is the one type of insurance cover that every small business owner should buy today, regardless of what kind of business they run? Chandrakant sir.
See, if they are running factory, whole factory related, all insurance products should buy. Okay. Second thing, those are borrowers from the banks, they should buy a credit risk policy.
Credit risk.
And also to secure the supply chain, whatever they supply to large corporates, that is also most important.
Okay. I run an e-commerce business from a small warehouse. My biggest risk are theft and goods in transit losses. Can I get a policy that cover just those, or do I have to buy everything?
Yes, you can, and you should. Running an e-commerce business from a warehouse, you should ensure you buy policies towards burglary and theft. Having said that, it's also available on standalone basis. The only suggestion that I could give is, why stop over there?
Okay.
Right?
Go
It's
for
an
more.
e-commerce business. You are connected to the digital world. You will have liabilities towards your customer. Even the warehouse, even if it is rented, the contents inside the warehouse are your own. So preferred is buy a package policy. There will be a fractional cost difference, but the efficiency that you will get out of a package policy and the peace of mind that you will get out of a package policy would be far larger.
Okay, so go for a package policy. Chandrakant sir, next question for you. How do I know if the sum insured on my existing policy is enough? I bought it 5 years ago and my business has grown a lot since then.
Of course, buying insurance is the most important. And whenever you have insurance, you have to keep your stock in a proper way. Machineries, they say wiring setup, electricity connections, everything, because you have to take precautions which will affect to your business, and which is hampering your loss. So therefore, this is the most important. While buying any particular policy, you have to not only just look at the policy, but you have to take care of all your premises, whatever the issues should not become.
Okay, sir. Sir, last question for you, Vishal sir. Is there a simple checklist, 3 or 4 things that any small business owner can use to figure out what insurance they actually need?
Yeah, so the biggest checklist is actually to understand which business you are in and what kind of exposure that it brings in. One of the larger protection is
Need analysis.
Need analysis. So you do measure what you are operating, which is your critical part. Like we talked about it earlier, your factory, your premises, your office, your shops, these are your basic asset, and that's where your business is running from. Ensure that. That is something as a critical point. Then, who are you working for? Imagine the e-commerce example that we talked about. He's running it from a warehouse. Now, he's supplying it somewhere. There is a transit which is happening. Your product is going to the customer. Protect that as well. You don't want a faulty product going on, breakage happening or theft happening. Protect that. It's a marine insurance. The connected digital economy, there's a whole lot of things that you can do it. Things that we should also not forget. If we are a little significant size MSME is the director's responsibility.
Okay. So now I'll move to our rapid fire segment. There is a statement for both of you and you just have to tell us it's a myth or fact. So sir, I'll start with you. So my statement is, my landlord has a building insurance, so my shop or office is already covered.
It's a myth. Not everything inside the shop is covered. Your liabilities towards the landlord is not covered, or your neighbors around that shop is not covered. So partially the structure where you are is covered by the landlord, but everything inside your business, your liabilities are not covered.
Chandrakant sir, SME insurance claims always get rejected on technicalities. It's not worth buying.
Not all, but somehow some 50% myths, some facts.
So you said 60%.
So somehow they have to focus on what kind of product they are buying, and if they are buying product, are they following the rules regulation
So it's a myth.
related to
It's a myth. Okay. So next statement: a basic fire and burglary policy for a small businesses costs lakhs of rupees a year.
Not really. It depends on the sum insured that you're buying, what is the, but it's not that expensive. I think it's a completely myth. It's quite affordable, especially looking at the kind of exposure that one covers. It's quite affordable.
Affordable again. Chandrakant sir, if my employees are covered under the ESIC, I don't need workmen's compensation insurance.
Both way, because some companies are under ESI, some companies are also providing their own the policies for their employees, because see, retaining the employees, that is the most important. What valuation and attraction you are giving to them depend on that.
Okay sir. So now my final question to you sir, what would be your final suggestions for our viewers about SME insurance?
You must protect your assets. This is why you are in business, and you really need to build the future for India. So keep yourself secured with insurance.
Keep yourself secured with insurance. Chandrakant sir.
See, when MSME sector is part of Indian economy's growth, MSME, when they will buy a insurance product, they will secure their business, they will secure their interest, they will secure their future, and this will be useful for them to contribute more for Viksit Bharat.
Contribute more for Viksit Bharat. Thank you so much, sir. Vishal sir, thank you so much, Chandrakant sir, for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So with this, it's a wrap on this edition of HDFC ERGO presents Insurance Ki Pathshala, partnered by Times Network. Thank you.